Today, we are going to explain artificial intelligence agents in the easiest way possible. Let's go through basic concepts all the way to AI agents to make sense of it. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand clearly and precisely what they are and how it can help you grow. But that's not all. You'll learn how to create them and how they work in depth.
Before we get started, I'd like to invite you to join our community, Minted Well. The link is in the description. In it, you will find workflows ready to use. Just copy, paste, and start learning about this world of N8N. Very well. Before we talk about agents, we need to talk about the big language models. ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, DeepSeek, among others. You've probably heard them and are familiar with some of them. You go to their platform, write a petition, and they respond to you. These models are trained with large amounts of information and from literally every website in the world. They're good at giving basic answers in something complex, and every day they get better and better. The problem is that you can't connect with your favorite apps. Still, you can't add your calendar, for example, check your notes, your messages, your mail, etc., and you can't answer them automatically either. If you don't go in and write it personally, it doesn't work.
Now, there are workflow automations, which allow you to take actions using a trigger, something that activates them directly. In addition, you can generate responses using these large language models. In this case, you can connect your favorite apps. However, it tends to be very rigid. It means that if there is no logic, there is no autonomy. It only focuses on doing its defined task. And here come simple platforms such as Make or Zapier. If you hire someone, there is an adaptation process, and just like in a job, agents need attention and training. You do this through a system prompt. AI agents also need a brain to think, make decisions, and have memory to remember important events. And finally, he has his tools defined. We may ask you to send an email for us, but we may also connect your calendar, your CRM, Slack, Notion, Facebook, Drive, and more. N8N allows connection to more than 400 applications natively. For that, we are going to use this tool called N8N to make it even clearer. And before we go into reviewing the N8N platform, I want you to know how incredibly powerful what you're going to learn today is. You just need to look at these graphs. Interest in N8N and learning about this platform has skyrocketed. What you're about to learn is just the introduction. But this is definitely a tool that can change your life. And 5 of the most demanded services on artificial intelligence agents are the following. 1. An agent to help you with accounting. This through connecting your bullet sheets, spreadsheets, or a CRM or software specialized in keeping accounts. 2. An agent capable of creating content and serving as a community manager. In the channel, we have several examples of how to create them from scratch. Number 3. A receptionist, agent, or secretary. This has the ability to manage your appointments, calendar, take calls, etc. All this connected from your phone. 4. A sales agent to act as a closer, nurture your prospects, and seek the closure of them. And number 5. A customer support agent. In this way, manage your queries, returns, order statuses, fax. All this connected to your main communication channel. If you are interested in what you're about to learn, stick around. Let's get started. Once here on the N8N platform, all you have to do is register, and you would do this as you would in any other application. This will be the welcome platform you will have when you sign up for N8N. And the first step would be to create your first workflow. You can do it directly from this orange button, or you can do it by clicking on this section, Workflow, Personal, and you're done. You'd already be inside your main N8N Canva. To start creating, the first thing you need to do is click on this large button on the start, which will open your trigger window. These triggers allow you to add different ways to start your workflows. For example, in this case, we are going to use a chat message. This trigger will allow us to talk to our artificial intelligence agent. To add to our AI agent, what we can do is click on the tab key, and the first option that will appear will be your first AI agent. We can add it by clicking or dragging it to the canvas. We're going to move on to setting it up, but first let's review its tools. This agent has access to a brain, and for that, you can use the ones we discussed at the beginning. In this case, I'm going to use OpenAI. Click here and all the available models appear. May you like it the most. It will usually appear to you without any active credentials. To do so, you must click on Create Credential. The following window will open and you must go to the following link. Once on the OpenAI platform, you must open your account with an email and password. Right when you create your first OpenAI account, it will allow you to create your first API key. You can give it any name you like. A PyKey will generate the following for you, and all you have to do is copy and go back to N8N. The use of your PyKey is on demand. As you use it, it will be the expense you will have. Back in N8N, and with your API key created and copied, you just have to paste it into this section. You can rename it so that you have control and organization of the APs you add to your account. Click on Save, and that's it. Once finished, you will see that you have different models to choose from. You can try the one you like. But the higher they are, the better they are. We are going to try what we are wearing at the moment, and to be able to send a message to our agent, we just have to click on the following button. He will open the chat window, and we can start having communication with him. We can write simple things to them. However, the information we will write to ourselves. It may be easily forgotten as it does not yet have a memory attached. For example, in this case, we gave him our name, and when we ask him back, he is not able to remember it yet. To do that, we must move on to the next step. We must add a memory. As with language models, we also have different memories to use. For this case, we are going to use the following. It is the context that our people will be able to remember, which in this case will be 5 messages. We're going to restart the conversation, and we're going to test your memory to review the changes. Ready. Now he is able to remember my name. The next step would be to add tools to it. For this case, we are going to add 2 tools. This is so that you have the ability to send emails for us. We're going to configure by adding our credentials, and we're going to configure the following by letting the artificial intelligence decide who to send the mail to, what the subject of the email would be, and the message that goes in it. And we're going to connect you to the next spreadsheet. Let's imagine that we have an artificial intelligence agent connected that is responsible for creating content automatically. We want to ask our AI agent what the status of any of these ideas is. So we're going to connect the next tool. With this tool, our artificial intelligence agent will have access not only to our email, but also to a spreadsheet. Let's set up this subnode. We add our credentials and in Operations, select Get Row so that you can get information from our database. We select the correct file and the sheet we are working on. With these subnodes connected, let's test our AI agent. We open the chat window and we are going to ask you to send an email to confirm an appointment. Perfect. It was executed correctly. It tells us that it was already sent. And if we go to our specific email, we can see that we have an email in our inbox with the specific intention that we ask our agent. The next step would be to try the next tool, which would be Google Sheets. We open it again, and in this case, we ask what the status of the next idea is. We check that he answers us that it is correct, that it is done. And if we go back to our database, we can see that it's correct. During the tutorial, I told you that our artificial intelligence agent works like a digital employee. When you hire a person, you must give them instructions. You should do the same with your AI agent. Otherwise, it will only do what it does by default. That's what we're going to set it up for. And the correct way to add an instruction to it is through a system message. You can write here as many instructions as you want, or we can do an amazing hack. Already in ChatGPT, we can ask him. That creates an instruction for an artificial intelligence agent in N8N, which has a connection to 2 tools, Gmail and Google Sheets. We can copy and paste what it generated for us into our artificial intelligence agent. We go back to M8N, replace what's default, and add, while our AI agent It is an excellent practice to always make sure to give you a clear and precise instruction of what you have to do. That way, you will never skip the use of those tools. And that's how step by step we've built our first functional guidance agent in N8N. We gave it a brain, a memory, and tools so that it has the ability to do tasks for you. This is simply the basis. We can integrate more tools into it, expand its memory, make it capable of making more complex decisions, and even connect it with an entire work ecosystem.
If you want to continue learning how to take this to the next level, join our Mintedwell community, where you will find ready-to-use workflows to automate.
To make sure you don't miss the next videos, you can also check out all the tutorials we already have on the channel so that you can learn how to get the most out of this platform.